For half a century, one institution has quietly yet powerfully transformed Africa's landscape, literally. From a humble room in 1975 to a regional powerhouse of geospatial excellence. This is the story of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, RCMRD.
Just walk ahead. Okay. It's not just Kenya, it's the regional.
But for the case of Kenya, I think when we implemented the county governments, the regional governments, land,
So if he goes, another one comes in,
yes,
you can dismiss and
after every 5
his
years.
own.
Yes, after every 5 years. So that's what happens here. So we have small presidents. And they
Yes, that is called Nani.
Yeah, I know this one. This one I know very well. Okay. Thank you very much.
Wenye wanaenda kamera ikaendelewa.
surveying and mapping are the backbone of natural resources development. In 1963, leaders from across Africa recognized a critical gap. An institution was needed to serve the continent's geospatial needs. In 1974, nations gathered in Nairobi to set a bold vision, the establishment of a regional center to support mapping and surveying. On April 18, 1975, 5 nations, Kenya, Malawi, Somalia, Tanzania, and Uganda, signed an agreement. The Regional Center for Services in Surveying and Mapping was born. It all started in a single room at the Survey of Kenya offices with just 3 staff members, a Director General, a Secretary, and a driver. The first Director General, Peter P. Anyumba, took office on October 1, 1975. With the support of UNICA and international donors, the center grew. The USA spearheaded a remote sensing facility in 1977, followed by France, India, and UN agencies. In 1979, a new Director General, Mr. Bernard Sikilo, from Tanzania took up the leadership. By 1985, 4 more countries had joined, bringing membership to 90. A permanent home was needed through the dedication of staff, who even contributed part of their salaries, and the
They will still have 800 beds. So we're going to create 800 beds. So in the streets we have 500.
National macache da isi.
So you have military side to access the minister.
This is shown as main distribution. Engineers and so on. But we sell our solutions to our distributors, and they're basically Southern African surveyors, construction engineers, farmers who want to use software for media, architects who want to use our software for design, equipment like this one. Has to be this is not what we
Everything licensed us the equipment we can service.
Yes.
So for a long time we didn't service the machine. For last year, we certification that we are able to maintain and service.
So all member states who have equipment is failing to require some maintenance. Those people
So we are rolling out to other member states, having branches in Malawi, in Namibia.
yes, so all trans
Nakupenda malaika nami nifanyeje, kijana mwenzio, nashindwa na mali sina, ningekuwa malaika, nashindwa na mali sina, ningekuwa malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda 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 malaika 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 nakupenda malaika nami nifanyeje kijana mwenzio nashindwa na mali sina uwei ningekuwa malaika
Just read. Laika is a long-term vertical of RCMRD, the country the first to certify or certify. So even in cases getting that accreditation, all our functions here, I think even Zambia might have something. So Nicholas, I don't know if you have something to say.
Yes, welcome first. We have been sponsoring starting in 2000. New GPS which is based on the camera inside, so we are always innovating with this technology. That we can measure the point like a solar, we can also take pictures and measure the points that you can direct and direct access with the sensors. So we are continuously innovating and we are very confident with this.
We have a team people from your countries here for training this year. So you all know that you guys do this
Here at the point and then measure. These guys are the stars.
So in our area, you can't do much without the software. You look at the hardware and everything, but yes, he has been a partner and they're providing yes, I'm sure your staff to ask me about it. So all these guys will know each other because of the long-term relationship with each other. And one of the things we're also doing now is they are supporting us in the training, the standards of operation, the software. Hand over to you guys to say something to the Honorable Minister and the PSCC.
Thank you, and karibuni sana SC Eastern Africa. My name is Gerald Yegon, I'm the Chief Commercial Officer here, and we are proud to have worked and partnered with RCMRD and working with governments across the African continent to provide working solutions that are mission critical. So some of the things that we do are providing software, which we are known for mostly, and among other things, including data and services as well, that helps government to make informed decisions. Some of the most important platforms are, for example, solutions for mining, for land administration, and these are the key solutions that we see governments applying for mapping purposes. As you know, there's a big gap in Africa to provide working solutions, which is why we work alongside the partners in the regional center here, who have done a tremendous job, even as they celebrate 50 years today. So we are proud to be part of that journey and we look forward to working together to further that direction. As a ministry, we are proud to have worked with the Director of Sabo of Kenya for quite some time now. So the oldest customers. So we thank you for your continued partnership and look forward to extending this conversation. Do you have any questions for us today?
software. So
when the professionals come, they'll know where it is.
Thank you. We walked away from the direction of software and coding and all that. These days you just see beautiful dashboards and you see the decision you need to make. Yes. So thank you so much, and I think that's now to try and bridge the gap. Thank you so much.
Charles, how are you?
This is the last stop, right? So, Academic Systems is one of the companies operating private. But I think the unique part of it, the owner, the head used to be an RCMRD staff. So he retired, went into business, and he continued working with us. He's internship to students and supporting. So this.
Okay, Michelin Systems Limited, as I said, now we are selling the equipment, and our chairman, Sabiamuya, is also a licensed surveyor. So we are also providing cost network. Now this is an example of the cost stations which we have in the country. So far we have with our cost stations all over Kenya and partnership with Uganda. And then apart from that, now we are official distributors for a company called Comna, which are supplied to RCTI, this one now. This one is an RTK, it has a laser, so when you're picking the point, you can pick the point to the far end. So it's not a must now you work with a GPS board until now let's say the point is under the bridge. Now there's a way you can hold this RTK and then at 60 or 90 degrees and then it picks the point under the bridge. So now it has a laser. So the more go on, the more we are improving in our equipment now to safeguard the surveyors and also to make work easier. And this one is a LiDAR. So far, countries abroad they are using this LiDAR. It helps in the surveying and the construction. The image comes in a 3D form where that image now you can get the coordinates, the distance, the area. Even in the forestry, now you can at the image of the image, you can count the number of the trees as you collect the data. Now this is like this digital technicians, and then the computer. We have come up with 100 GPS. Instead of using, most people are just using this one. The error is in meters. But now we have this 100 RTK, where normally the error is usually meters, but now it is millimeter or centimeter. Yeah, so we have equipment which are higher precision and very affordable. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is dedication of our the outstanding to this evening. Okay, 20.
Come on,
Thank you. As we remain standing, we'll play the national anthem of Kenya.
Thank you. African Union Anthem.
Thank you. We may be seated. The chief guest, Honorable Dues Gumba, MP, Minister of Lands, Malawi. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good afternoon and karibuni to the 50th anniversary celebration of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resource for Development, RCMRD. Today we gather not just to mark the passing of 5 decades, but to celebrate a remarkable journey of service, space science, and solidarity across Africa. Since its founding in 1975, RCMRD has stood as a beacon of excellence in Earth observation, mapping natural resource, management, capacity building, and regional integration. We are here today because of the vision of our founders, the leadership of our member states, and the dedication of countless staff, partners, and stakeholders who believed in the power of geospatial solutions to transform our world. I am Kenneth Kasera, the user engagement and the marketing officer, and I also serve as the RFGO point of contact. And it is my pleasure and great honor to serve you as your director of ceremonies today. As your director of ceremonies, I extend to you a warm welcome to RCMRD and to this special occasion. It is my honor to guide you through a program filled with reflection, recognition, and rejoicing, from cultural celebrations to high-level addresses, from video launches to shared stories. Today is about honoring our legacy and embracing the future. Let us enjoy this day together, honor the milestone and commitment ourselves to RCMRD Vision 2050, an empowered, informed, resilient Africa built on foundation of geospatial intelligence. Distinguished delegates representing our esteemed RCMRD member states, your presence here today is a reflection of the spirit of unity and regional collaboration that defines RCMRD, from the north to the south, east to the west. And your governments have been supportive and walked this journey with RCMRD, championing innovation, data sharing, and through geospatial solutions. Today we celebrate not just a golden anniversary, we celebrate all of you, our members. This off by a round of entertainment. We'll call upon our students from Regional Center Training Institute for a round of entertainment. Then we'll be able to guide on what next. If you can hear me, kindly take stage, our students.
Of member states, the center moved to Kasarani, Nairobi in 1985. On June 19, 1985, Kenya's President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi officially opened the center's headquarters. A tree he planted to mark the occasion still stands 40 years later. In April 1986, the Republic of Sudan became the 10th member of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. Known as the Gift of the Nile, Sudan joined a growing movement to advance geospatial development in Africa. That same year, RCMRD acquired its first computer-based Geographic Information System, GIS, through a USAID grant, ushering in a new era of digital mapping and analysis. The first conference of ministers was held in Eswatini, launching the second five-year development plan. This marked the beginning of structured policy leadership for the center. In June 1987, Ethiopia, the land of the origin, became the 11th member. 2 years later, Botswana, the peaceful nation, joined as the 12th, further strengthening the center. Support from Badiea enabled the construction of Block C in 1988 and new laboratories in 1992. RCMRD expanded its facilities to strengthen its technical services. In August 1988, Uganda's Samuel L. Olich became Acting Director General, serving until 1991. The center recruited highly skilled staff and modernized operations. RCMRD hosted its first GIS training program in 1989, equipping experts from Lesotho, Ghana, and Uganda with skills to support their countries. In 1991, Mr. Asfar Fanta from Ethiopia was appointed as the 4th Director General. He served the center from 1991 to 1995. In 1991, the Second Conference of Ministers in Nairobi launched the
Africa, are you ready?
Africa, are you ready? Kindly usher them the new legislative stage.
Development Plan, ensuring continued geospatial advancements. A major milestone in 1992, RCMRD partnered with the European Space Agency to set up Diana, a satellite-based system for food security and disaster management. Seychelles, the land of perpetual summer, joined in 1992, followed by Mauritius, the continental island, in 1994. Membership reached 14 nations. In 1996, Professor Simon Nyatabula from Tanzania was appointed as General, leading RCMRD's modernization efforts. The Governing Council Vision 2020, redefining statutory processes and organizational structure for long-term sustainability. On April 10, 1997, Namibia
I repeat, good afternoon. Are we really 50 years old? Could you turn to the neighbors sitting next to you, give them 2 high fives? 2 high fives. All right. The next thing I want you to do for me is to show you are celebrating 50 years. Kindly be upstanding. This is Africa. Be upstanding. And I want you to help in singing this celebration song, and we did show. It goes like this. How a bit like this. Leave the office behind now. Leave the office behind. And feel a little bit free. And sing with me.
Habari gani nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa, Kenya yetu hakuna matata.
Sing to the person next to you.
Jambo bwana, habari gani nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa, Kenya yetu hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Give them a high five.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Kayamba Afrika. Hakuna matata. Kenya yetu. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Africa, oh Africa, oh liberté. Africa, oh Africa.
I want you to put a step to it. Let's go.
Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani?
Here we go.
Nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa, Kenya yetu hakuna matata.
High five.
Kenya yetu nzuri, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, hakuna matata. Wageni wote, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa, Kenya yetu hakuna matata. Nairobi, Mombasa, hakuna matata. Kisumu nyumbani, hakuna matata. Kayamba Afrika, hakuna matata.
High five your neighbor. We are just warming up. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Africa 50 years, oh yeah! Hey! Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Remember the footwork.
Okinyokya okahora, jerekere, omatine, nanenjoe, negakinya.
Right foot.
Nauroke, namwarani.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Everybody, put your hands up like this. Let's go. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Let's go.
Yesu Kristo, ikaoto nyugendero, anairema, rugendo eweganga, imotondoria, ake Yesu, nemorate, owaku, monyotokia, ikaote,
Your hands up again. Let's go. To the left, to the right. Wave, 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 wave. your hands to the front like this. Are we ready? Okay, one hand to the front, and another to the front, and then to the back, and to the back, and then turn around, 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 turn around. One more time. Let's go. Yes. To the front. To the front. To the back. Here we go. One more time. One foot to the front. So we go. 1 and 2 and turn around. 1 and 2 and turn around. 1 and 2 turn around. 1 and 2 turn around. Now, everybody, go to Buka. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Up. 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 Side. 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 Let's go. Down. 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 Take your seats. Give yourself a round of applause.
Thank you. I realized I can't get that down. Interesting. Okay, so let's welcome our students. Ladies and gentlemen, there are tickets that are going around, the raffles. So if they give you a ticket, please keep it. There is something for it. There's a ticketing, there are tickets being issued to us. Just keep it when they give it to you. Okay? Don't throw it away. It has something that is coming along with it. Thank you.
Of the Brave became RCMRD's 15th member state. In 1998, RCMRD advised on the Tanzania Petroleum Pipeline, ensuring precision in mapping for a 1,000-kilometer route, benefiting multiple nations. The Computer-Aided Maintenance Unit, COMU, PATRI, was established, improving accuracy in diagnosing, repairing, and calibrating surveying instruments. July 1st, 2000, Dr. Wilbur K. Sadichilo was appointed 6th Director General, leading structural reforms. In 2000,
with a noble plan, a center born to serve the land, to help its nation understand. With satellite soaring in the skies and data grown where inside lies, RCMRD rose, a guiding flame, transforming nations, name by name. We must succeed, GIS and bond reform, empowered Africa to weather the storm. Where once were gaps, learn our tools, empowering leaders, towns and schools. In every member state, a story told. In Kenya's fields, where harvest rise. In Uganda, tracking shifting skies. Tanzania's coastal lives are refined, and Rwanda's hills with this aligned. Ethiopia's mountains proud and tall. Zambia's mines that answer the call. Malawi's lakes, Botswana's plains, all charged by RCMRD's gains. Namibia's deserts vast and wide. Lesotho, where the clouds collide. Eswatini, South Sudan, Zimbabwe show, each one uplifted and yearning for more. Mauritius island bold and free. Join this great community. A family born not just by land, but by the centers of stretched hand. Achievement aids in earth and sky. Through serving Africa, as workers on drought and flood, evolving fast. Through land reforms, through mapping needs, RCMRD met vital needs. Training youth and shaping minds, developing tools of many kinds. Workshop filled with skill and grace. Africa found its data space. From climate models to urban drones, from forest watch to disaster zones. With every map, with every chart, RCMRD plays its part. As I look to the past, a vision ahead. So now we stand in proud review to mark the old, embrace the new. Decades past, yet still we grow, with stronger roots and brighter glow. To every partner, staff mapping a sustainable tomorrow. As earth and people intertwine, the center's light will forever shine. A legacy of vision. Thank you.
RCMRD adopted its new name, Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, embracing broader socioeconomic partnerships. As part of its digital transformation, RCMRD undertook the design of its first-ever website and expanded internet networking. A new cyber cafe was established, providing local students and the neighboring community with access to online resources. To enhance digital literacy, RCMRD launched the Information Technology Training Center, ITTCE, offering specialized courses. The African Reference Frame, AFREF, was initiated using GPS technologies to unify geospatial coordinates across Africa. RCMRD digitized its satellite data archives, improving access to historical Landsat imagery from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. In 2005, the last building that had remained uncompleted for 10 years was redesigned and completed to offer recreational services. Convened in Malawi, a key resolution was made. COEM meetings would now occur every 2 years instead of 4. On March 1st, 2006, RCMRD
Thank you, Kasera. our Director of Ceremonies. I've only been invited to do a simple task to welcome
Kenya. I know the minister, you came yesterday. I want to ask you to spend some time here. I know Nairobi is a bit cold, but we have Mombasa, which is very hot. You can go and swim in Mombasa. You can visit Masai Mara and see. I know you have animals there, but we have many animals here. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have to make this speech now because I've been called for an urgent meeting, which I have to attend. But I would have wished to stay with you until the end of this event. But nonetheless, we will still be coming. I know the director, Dr. Emmanuel, we were here the other day when we were opening the hostels, and I want to appreciate the work that you are doing. We've been partnering together with you. My director of survey is there, Maritim, who is my director, country director of survey. I can see the president of the ISK and the CEO are here. And you know there are other institutions that are here. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to make the remarks that we are here to celebrate together with the RCMRD its 50th anniversary, marking 5 decades of pioneering geospatial solutions for sustainable development across Africa. The event brings together government officials, scientists, policymakers, and stakeholders to reflect on past achievements and chart the future for the geospatial innovation. During this Golden Jubilee, it is worth noting that this institution has contributed a lot in empowering nations which came together and formed this body. Its contribution ranged from regional collaborations, technological advancement, land administration, to environmental sustainability. Excellencies, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, over the decades, the Regional Center has been a bridge connecting nations, fostering partnership and sharing knowledge to solve pressing challenges. From cross-border mapping projects to coordinated disaster responses efforts, we have seen firsthand how unity transforms possibilities into realities. There is need for a continent where data flows seamlessly across borders, empowering policymakers, scientists, and communities. This vision is no longer but a shared commitment strengthened by the cooperation of governments, institutions, and stakeholders who believe in the power of collaborative solutions. As where big data help policymakers plan resilient cities, and where remote sensing ensure environmental conservation with pinpoint accuracy. This is no longer the future, it is happening now. The Regional Center has embraced AI, drones, cloud-based GIS platforms, and real-time data analytics to revolutionize how revolutionize how Africa imagines its land, water, and ecosystem. I want to, Director, I was talking to my director of survey the other day, and we were buying some drones for my state departments. And I know as a director of survey, he was a bit worried. And he asked me, PS, when we buy drones, what will I do with my staff? Because now, a drone can do what surveyors are. So I was telling him, you need to take your surveyors to the Regional Center for training. Because now we will be employing surveyors who are drone savvy. But we must ask ourselves, where do we go next? The next era of geospatial technology will bridge gaps, empower decision makers, and transform the way we interact with our planet. We must continue investing in research, fostering technological partnership, and building capacity among Africans' future innovators. My ministry will be ready to have an upgraded collaboration with the Regional Center, especially now when we are rolling out our National Land Information Management System, also known as RDSASA. I know that a lot of technological advancement in geospatial information has been made by this institution. Let us ensure that we step boldly into the next 50 years of limitless possibilities. Innovation is our compass, and the future is ours to shape. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainable resource management through effective and efficient land administration cannot be overemphasized. For decades, land ownership and usage have been at the heart of the governance of the governance, agriculture, and community livelihoods. Yet challenges such as land dispute, tenure, insecurity, and rapid urbanization demand innovative solutions. This regional center has been instrumental in digitizing land records, promoting transparent land governance, and providing geospatial tools to support decision makers. In Africa, where every farmer has secure land tenure, where urban planning is data-driven and inclusive, and where land policies foster equitable access, should be realized. With advancement in GIS, satellite imagery, and blockchain-based land registries, the regional center is shaping this future one where land resources are mapped, monitored, and maintained and managed sustainably. Looking ahead, we must continue to strengthen policy framework, invest in land technology, and empower communities with land information. By harnessing geospatial intelligence, fostering collaboration, and embracing innovation, the regional center should remain at the forefront of land administration for sustainable development. I wish to reiterate my commitment to foster a fostered collaboration. I call upon every one of us to ensure that we preserve, protect, and plan for a land-secure Africa where resources serve both present and future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I wish to challenge all of us to refocus on environmental sustainability as a major key to protecting our future. Owing to the critical role played by this institution in the 20 countries, it should be ensured that governments are supplied with data-driven insights to combat climate change and promote sustainable land use. I know that the regional center has adequate potential to do so. It should, however, be noted that sustainability is not just about technology, but collaboration, policy action, and community engagement. We must continue to strengthen partnership, invest in climate-smart solutions, and empower local communities to protect our natural heritage. As we look ahead, let us commit to preserving Africa's landscape, mitigate climate risk, and ensure a sustainable future for the generation to come. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, the PS, Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, few announcements. Courtesy of Blueberry, one of the partners that we work with, guest of honor, Honorable Minister, you'll be issuing a ticket today. A weekend trip to Diani for couples. So that will come later. So just keep the tickets that you have. So guest of honor, you'll be able to give that at the end of the day. There's a raffle ticket going around. And so we hope that you'll be able to pick one number. Then the winner, courtesy of our Blueberry, they'll have a weekend at Diani, one of the best places we have in Kenya. Thank you. So allow me to move to the announcements. We have our partners here today who have amazing activities planned for us. Let me ask Esri, Lorraine, kindly. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Lorian Innes from Esri. We provide GIS and mapping technology to our customers worldwide. And it's a real honor to be here today. And thank you, RCMRD, for inviting us to celebrate this historic occasion with you. The partnership between Esri and RCMRD goes back many, many years. And in many ways, we believe we've grown up together. We've been learning, evolving, and advancing side by side. But the past 5 years specifically have been truly transformational. The impact that RCMRD and its training center have had across the region is both profound and inspiring. As a center at the forefront of disaster risk reduction, biodiversity conservation, and land and natural resources management, RCMRD plays a very critical role. And today, we are proud to announce that RCMRD is now an official Esri accredited training center, authorized to deliver a selection of ESRI training courses. And with that, bringing the latest GIS technology knowledge directly to the member states. And on behalf of all of us at ESRI, we'd like to congratulate the DG, the Director of Training, and the entire RCMRD leadership on reaching this incredible and remarkable milestone. We celebrate here today your achievements, and we look forward to the next 50 years of partnership and impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lorraine. Did you allow me to state that RCMRD values the association that we have with ESRI as well? Thank you. So we call upon Ngugi. Some goodies as well from RCMRD on CBD mandate and also on the map competition. Thank you. You want me to stand here with you?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Ngugi Kimani. I'm in charge of Geospatial Data and Technologies here at RCMRD. I have two quick announcements. One is regarding a very important mandate that the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity has given RCMRD. The Convention on Biological Diversity is the UN body that deals with issues to do with biodiversity and conservation. They have identified and actually formally announced that RCMRD is a technical support center of the CBD. This is a mandate that we have been given by the UN and the Conference of Parties. We will be covering 12 countries in the Eastern and Southern Africa region, and it's a mandate that we call all partners and institutions to join with us as we serve our member states. The other update and announcement that we have is that we have the RCMRD annual Arts and Map competition. We have been doing it for a couple of years. So this is the 4th year that is running. The competition has already been announced. It's a competition that targets youngsters from the age of 5 years to 18 years. That is the elementary stage for primary and high school. All that is required is for them to draw or come up with a painting that shows something that the environment is facing. It could be an environmental problem, a biodiversity hazard, something that that should be addressed. So we allow any hand-drawn painting or painting to be shared. Then the colleagues who are above 18 years, they are in colleges, universities, we allow them to make their submissions using GIS maps. It's a culture that we have been having here. We want to promote the use of maps to address problems that exist. So the competition is up. We have put about 16,000 euros for all the winners. That's roughly about 2 million Kenya shillings. So we call you to participate in it. And in November this year, we shall be awarding the winners during RCMRD's Governing Council that will be held later this year in November. So feel privileged to participate. The deadline for registration is September. So you have time that you can make your submissions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ngugi, for that. Colleagues, those of us who are seated outside, we still have some places for us to just please occupy the spaces. The seats are for you. We also want to welcome you to the Regional Center International Conference that will be taking place next year from the 10th to 13th of August. Just take note of that. Somebody welcomes you to that platform. It enables all of us just to meet and share. So allow me to get to the goodwill messages and remarks. So allow me to welcome the DG, RCMRD, for the welcome remarks and also to recognize the dignitaries that we have here today. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Kasera. Our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Republic of Malawi, Honorable Deus Gumba, the Chairperson of the Governing Council, and PS from Zambia, Patrick Michareka, our former GC chairperson and PS, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Republic of Uganda, Dr. Sokalanyi, the ED from Namibia. Your name is very hard to pronounce, so I don't want to butcher it. The PS, Eswatini, here present. The Permanent Secretary, Republic of Malawi. The Director, DRSRS, representing Kenya at Governing Council. The representative of Rwanda High Commission in Kenya, Ms. Glory Mbabazi. Members of the technical committee here present. Our former Director General, Dr. Farah Hussein. Our partners, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important occasion. It's an important day, and I think the youngsters who have been here were trying to get us into the mood. And by the way, the people who you saw here are students from our training institute. From those who sang the anthems to the traditional dances we had here, those are not music or dance students. They are people pursuing diplomas and certificates in surveying, cartography, photogrammetry, GIS, and IT. So we try to make sure that our students are all-rounded and they can be able to contribute and own their institution. So those innovations were their own creations, and I think we all appreciate what they presented to us. So dear guest of honor, what an incredible day today is, as we collectively make history by having the opportunity to look back and celebrate 50 years of impactful existence of this iconic institution, as well as usher it into the next half century. On a personal note, I'm really privileged and honored that I happen to be here in this spot as a Director General, standing at the midpoint of this organization's century journey. It is a privilege for which I'm most sincerely grateful to the institution's governing organs for their continued trust in my stewardship. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here representing the current staff and management of RCMRD. And the first message I was asked to give is one of gratitude to all of you who have responded to our invitation and joined us in this joyous occasion. So we appreciate you, and a round of applause is in order for all of you. This especially goes to those of you who have come from outside Kenya. Thank you very much for putting us first among the many priorities competing for your time. We also acknowledge those who had last-minute challenges that made it impossible for them to come, having made all arrangements to be here. Notably, the chair of our Conference of Ministers, the Honorable Sylvia Masebo, Minister from Zambia, the Minister from South Africa, and the Minister from Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, the second message I was asked to give is to congratulate all of us on this important occasion. 50 years is not a short time, and we are grateful to all that have got us here. As a matter of fact, the journey traversed is much longer than the 50 years we are celebrating today. This is because the idea to establish this center dates way back in 1963, when the UN Secretary General convened the first UN Cartographic Conference for Africa in Nairobi, Kenya, which adopted a resolution urging ECA to establish institutions capable of rendering to member states specialized services in surveying and mapping. So in essence, what we celebrate was actually thought about in 1963. So in response to this call, in 1965, the ECA convened a meeting of experts on specialized services in surveying and mapping, who unanimously recommended the establishment of a regional center to meet the rapidly increasing cartographic needs of member states in the exploration, exploitation, and rational utilization of natural resources for which Africa was known to have great potential. At the initiative of the Republic of Kenya, an intergovernmental meeting of interested countries was held in Nairobi in 1974, at which representatives of those countries in the sub-region confirmed their support for the establishment of the center. And by April 1975, 5 countries, namely Uganda, Malawi, Kenya, Somalia, and Tanzania, had signed the agreement setting up the center and thus became the founding contracting parties of RCMRD. So this marked the establishment of the Regional Center for Services in Surveying and Mapping. So that was the first name, Regional Center for Services in Surveying and Mapping, RCSSM. So as pointed out in the timeline we showed earlier, the operations of the center started in the most humble way, which was pointed out, with only 3 staff operating in a single room offered by the Survey of Kenya. For this and the unwavering support over the years, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the Survey of Kenya. Through you, Mr. Maltim, the Director of Survey of Kenya, we extend our deepest appreciation to the current management and staff at Survey of Kenya and those of generations past. So, Mr. Maltim, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, following the signing of the host agreement with Kenya in October 1975, the government of Kenya allocated this land on which the center is now located, as well as some financial contribution to commence its development. Similarly, the governments of Uganda and Tanzania availed additional financial resources to develop this site. Today, we celebrate the visionary post-independence leadership we had in our region that was not only able to think big, but also to act decisively on their collective aspirations. So as the development of this site progressed, the institution managed to secure rental office at the Kenya Commercial Bank building in Nairobi's industrial area, where it relocated in 1976 and remained until 1985 when it moved to this campus. It was in June 1985 that the second president of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, commissioned the buildings close to our main gate, the short buildings on this side of our campus. And the institution took up the campus as a permanent home from that time. Guests of honor, besides member states, the new institution received considerable support from development partners, including USAID, UNDP, UNITA, FAO, and many others. Indeed, the US support for a regional remoting facility was established at the center through US support. And once it was established, that occasioned a change in the name. They established a regional remote sensing facility, which was later institutionalized and became part of the institution. And because of that, in 1982, this institution was renamed the Regional Center for Services in Surveying, Mapping, and Remote Sensing. So the RCSM added RS, which was the remote sensing. So it became the Regional Center for Services in Surveying, Mapping, and Remote Sensing. This support by development partners enabled the center's activities to be felt in member states, and this attracted new members in the 1980s, including Zambia, Comoros, Lesotho, now Eswatini, Swaziland, now Eswatini, Lesotho, Sudan, Ethiopia, and Botswana. By close of that decade, the membership had grown from 5 to 12 member states. Our chief guests, ladies and gentlemen, the 1990s were unfortunately not as kind, as donor support and member state financial contributions dwindled, As a result, the center experienced severe economic challenges and almost folded when it was not able to meet its mandate. Despite these difficulties, 3 new member states joined the center in the 1990s, and these were Seychelles, Mauritius, and Namibia. To save the institution, a number of key decisions were taken by the Governing Council, including adoption of the Vision 2020 that emphasized on revenue generation and self-sustenance. But the most consequential of the decisions at the time was the appointment of Dr. Wilbur Otichiro as DG to oversee the necessary structuring and resuscitation of the institution. I was supposed to be here. Many of you know Dr. Wilbur Otichiro, who is now governor of Vihiga County, but he gave his apologies last night. He couldn't make it, but we appreciate him for having been part of the resuscitation process of the center when it was near collapse. So the center owes a great debt of gratitude to Dr. Tichiro and the staff who supported him in ensuring the institution didn't fall, but rather had a fresh start. It was around this time that the center's name was changed for the 3rd time to what we have today, the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, to mark a more deliberate focus on applying mapping technology and science to different sectors important for national development. Chief guests, ladies and gentlemen, among the staff working with Dr. Tichiro was Dr. Farah Hussein, who took over the mantle of leadership from him and became the 7th DG of RCMRD in 2008. Dr. Farah not only consolidated the self-sustenance path adopted by the center, support from the Governing Council, we have over the past 8 years, support from the Governing Council, we have over the past 8 years that have raised the profile of significant improvement and project portfolio, as well as build important partnerships. The infrastructure expansion that is visible to the eye is just RCMRD. It's a member organization. Without our member states, we don't exist. So the unwavering commitment of their time and resources to this institution is incredible. To the various generations of staff that have served this institution in various capacities and at different times, we can only pay your debt by keeping the institution's name flying high and remaining true to its ideals and mandate. And maybe as an anecdote, I didn't mention that when they were developing the old site, the staff who were there donated 5% of their salary to contribute to the buildings that we have in the old site. So finally, chief guest, RCMRD alone cannot be able to deliver on its mandate. But we have been lucky to have like-minded and loyal partners over the years, to whom we are eternally grateful. Many of them are represented, including those who have spoken before, or those who have exhibitions at the booth. So we count on them to be able to deliver our mandate. So the short documentary that we will share names some of them, but as you can imagine, there have been many of them over the years. So I will not attempt to enumerate them, but we shall recognize some of them before the close of this session. So I wish to thank everybody once again for being here. We are, as I said, at the midpoint of the century journey of this institution. We are making history together, and let us look forward to a more impactful and prosperous RCMRD as we move forward. I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, DG RCMRD. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to call the Chair Governing Council, PS, Ministry of Lands, Natural Resources, Zambia, for his remarks as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, Minister of Lands, Malawi, and
my colleagues, permanent secretaries, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Indeed, this is a place to be. History in the making. 50 years, Golden Jubilee. Another 50 years ahead, a century, and still counting on our successes. For those who may not have made it to this occasion, our colleagues from other countries for various reasons, I think they have really missed. And the Governing Council, working with the DG, will try and see if we can occasion them to come and really see and witness. I really wish they should have been here. However, we understand that several countries are facing various challenges. With that said, Honourable Minister, allow me to read my speech. Honourable Minister, from the Republic of Malawi, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, accredited to Kenya, distinguished members, this is how our corporate governance is structured. The directors. So this is how our governing council, or our structure, is indeed, and in there we provide support to various organs of the including oversight and indeed checks and balances. My reign as chair 6. It is a great privilege and honor to address you today as we gather to commemorate this remarkable milestone. The 50th generation, 50 years of scientific and technological growth, 50 years of service to our member states, to Africa, and indeed to including rural communities and indeed the entire humanity. This is not just a celebration for longevity, but of vision, purpose, and achievement, as indeed earlier clearly outlined by our Director General, who has clearly indicated where it all began. 50 years ago in 1975, the steps that have been taken, the challenges we have faced, how we have been able to weather the storms, and indeed preparing from where we stand 50 years today, and still counting another 50 years ahead. That is how far we have come. Since its establishment in 1975, under the auspices of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, RCMRD has evolved from a training and advisory institution to a leading center of excellency in Earth observation, geospatial science, and sustainable development solutions. Today, the center proudly serves 20 member states, each of whom plays a critical role in its governance, direction, and impact. Distinguished guest of honor, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, by the 1990s and getting into the 2000s, the center expanded its portfolio to include remote sensing, Geographic Information Systems, GIS, and digital cartography, and gradually transformed into a hub for Earth observation and geospatial innovation. Over the decades, the center has become a continental leader in delivering technical solutions for sustainable development. It has supported countries in land management, water resource management, to disaster preparedness, agriculture and food security, weather and climate resilience, and indeed urban planning, and many more other activities. Amplifying our reach and serving over 500 million of Africans. That is what the center has been doing. And indeed, as part of the center's legacy, I want to highlight the collective population of our respective 20-member states, a powerful testament to our regional reach and the communities we serve. According to the latest estimates from the United Nations and other reputable sources, I'm trying now to indicate to you how this center has been able to serve almost 500 million of Africans. In Botswana, with a population of estimated population of about 2.4 million. Burundi, 13.4 million. The Comoros, 900,000. The Kingdom of Eswatini, 1.2 million. Ethiopia, with the largest population among the 20-member countries, well over 120 million. Kenya, where we are, our host country, and indeed we are very grateful for the support that the Kenyan government and the people have given to our center. As mentioned by the Director General, we are serving close to 55 million Kenyans. The Kingdom of Lesotho, 2.2 million. The Republic of Malawi, Honorable Minister, close to 22 million people. The island of Mauritius, about 1.2 million. The Republic of Rwanda, and indeed we are very grateful for the support that Rwanda has also rendered to us by also allowing the Director General to be far away from home to come and serve indeed the entire 20 countries from East Africa and Southern Africa. We are very grateful to the government of Rwanda and indeed the people of Rwanda. Seychelles, 200,000 people. Did I mention Namibia? My PS will not spare me if I don't mention Namibia, because I'm looking at you. Namibia, about 2.7 million. Somalia, 20 million. South Africa, about 65 million people. South Sudan, 16 million. Sudan, 48 million. Tanzania, 67 million. Uganda, my predecessor, my colleague, the PS from Uganda, about 47 million. And indeed, Zambia, almost 22 million. Last but not the least, Zimbabwe, about 16 million. Together, if you have been adding, you see that this represents almost 520 million people. It's a huge number, huge population, depending on the services that are indeed provided by the center. This figure that I've mentioned does not even include countries outside the member states, but with the center, for example, Angola and Mozambique, who are also very eager and are on the verge of joining the center. The center's footprints can also be seen or even felt in Madagascar, Eritrea, and Djibouti. This is us, as the center, forging pathways to empower communities, including our communities in the rural areas, including our people who live on the margins, our people struggling with challenges of land scarcity, encroaching, the growing concern of urbanization, populations increasing or growing, well, the land size has basically remained the same. In some situations, leading to internally displaced peoples, if not properly handled, in some cases, even conflicts within and among countries, challenges of border affirmations between and among countries. So this is where the center has indeed come to the fore and provided solutions to some of the challenges that indeed we have been able to face as 500 million people served by the center, and even beyond, like those countries that I've mentioned who may not be members of the center as at now. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, we are still, as I alluded to, forging ways to empower communities, inform governance, and enhance livelihoods of our people in all those countries that we serve or who make up the membership. The success story of the center would not be complete without acknowledging the unwavering support of our partners, multilateral agencies, bilateral donors, the private sector, actors, civil society, the academia, and international organizations. Through your technical assistance, funding, and collaboration, RCMRD has consistently delivered on its mandate. You have helped the center bridge the gap between science and service. We celebrate the infrastructural transformation that has taken place at the center here in Nairobi. From humble beginnings, as earlier alluded to by the DG, the center now boasts of modern laboratories, a data hub, advanced satellite imagery receiving infrastructure, geospatial research facilities, and conference spaces, a true reflection of our shared commitment to capacity development and innovation. This Golden Jubilee celebration provides an opportunity to reflect on the past and indeed on the future, not only on what we have achieved, but on why the center matters now more than ever before. The world faces unprecedented challenges. As I earlier alluded to, urbanization, resource scarcity, conflict, natural disasters, coming mainly as a result of climate change and global warming. Africa in particular stands at crossroads between vulnerability and potential. That is why the work of the center in deploying Earth observation technologies for decision-making is indispensable. Satellite imagery and geospatial intelligence are no longer optional tools. They are strategic enablers. The center's Earth observation applications have supported the early warning systems for floods in Malawi and Mozambique, drought monitoring and food security analysis across the Horn of Africa, land cover mapping and urban planning in East Africa, biodiversity conservation in 23 countries in eastern and southern part of Africa, disaster damage assessments after cyclones and landslides, and land administration support to promote tenure security and economic development, among others. This is Earth intelligence for all in action, and it resonates fully with the Group on Earth Observation Framework, the Africa Space Policy, and the African Union's Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. As we look ahead, the alignment between the center and the Agenda 2063 vision is clear. We seek a prosperous, integrated, and resilient Africa, driven by knowledge, innovation, and sustainable resource management. The center is firmly embedded in Africa's space ecosystem, collaborating with national and regional space agencies to ensure that Africa's development is informed by accurate, real-time, and locally relevant data. But none of this can happen in isolation. The future of Earth observation in Africa and of sustainable development depends on deeper regional integration, stronger governance, bold investments, and indeed collective action. As chair of the Governing Council, I urge all of us, governments, partners, the private sector, the communities, the academia, to invest in the next generation of Earth scientists, geospatial innovators, and decision makers. Let us commit to empowering African solutions to African challenges. Let us strengthen the center so that the next 50 years will even be more impactful than the last 50 years. The challenges we face are many. Obviously, that also includes challenges and financial resources. Member countries have obligations to the center in order to keep the center running and in order for us to be provided with the numerous services that I've mentioned, we require to also support by way of meeting our annual financial obligations. If you allow me, I want to make a very passionate appeal to all our member countries, those that are here, and indeed those that may not be here for various reasons, that we must take steps this year, starting now, going forward, to meet our financial obligation to the center. The Governing Council, working closely with our management team led by the Director General, will be taking steps to speak to each one of us, to persuade our members to make those financial contributions. Yes, we appreciate the challenges that we are faced with, all of us at country level. The economies in our member states, due to various challenges, including global challenges, continental, regional, are mostly faced with challenges which have also somehow impacted on the livelihoods of our people. But even with that, we can still be able to find a balance and indeed support our center so that it also stands ready to respond to some of those challenges that I have alluded to in terms of helping to mitigate. Before I close, I wish to commit to you that Zambia, and indeed on behalf of my Honorable Minister, who has not been able to make it, as I earlier alluded to, because of other important national duties, and also speaking for myself as the current chair, we shall continue to support the center in all way possible to achieve its mandate. And my leadership as the chairperson of the Governing Council, we shall collectively, with colleagues from member countries, be able to ensure that we build on the successes of our predecessors and seek to add positive value and touch to the developments already achieved. In conclusion, I wish to commend the center management and staff led by our Director General, Dr. Nkruziza, for organizing this outstanding Golden Jubilee celebration. You have shown us that indeed the center is rooted in the past, but it is also boldly oriented towards looking into the future. Another 50 years, even going beyond the AU 2063 agenda. If you add today, 200, this is the 2025, add another 50 years. That will be 2075. Our footprints, those who were there before us, have been celebrated, and I think it's history in the making. We may also want, indeed, to leave a positive footprint collectively. We value all the member countries as I mentioned them, together with the population that they have, and the work and the mass, critical mass that we can indeed bring. So the future indeed is very bright. May this Golden Jubilee celebration ignite renewed energy, unity, innovation across our member states and beyond. Long live the center. Long live the center. Long live African solidarity. Long live African solidarity. Honorable Minister, dear colleagues, I thank you.
Thank you, Chair, Governing Council, RCMRD, and for reminding us that the future is for all of us to be part of. So colleagues, there'll be an interlude. We are going to play a 15-minute video to show us how far we are coming from. And I know that a lot is in that video that that I know you'll appreciate. So as we do that, as we get ready to have the video play, do we have the tickets with us? Okay, keep it, okay? Keep it. Okay, so can we have the video? Kindly, thank you.
For half a century, one institution has quietly yet powerfully transformed Africa's landscape, literally. From a humble room in 1975 to a regional powerhouse of geospatial excellence. This is the story of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, RCMRD. Surveying and mapping are the backbone of natural resources development. In 1963, leaders from across Africa recognized a critical gap. An institution was needed to serve the continent's geospatial needs. In 1974, nations gathered in Nairobi to set a bold vision, the establishment of a regional center to support mapping and surveying. On April 18, 1975, 5 nations, Kenya, Malawi, Somalia, Tanzania, and Uganda, signed an agreement. The Regional Center for Services in Surveying and Mapping was born. It all started in a single room at the Survey of Kenya offices with just 3 staff members, a Director General, a Secretary, and a driver. The first Director General, Peter P. Onyumba, took office on October 1, 1975. With the support of UNICA and international donors, the center grew. The USA spearheaded a remote sensing facility in 1977, followed by France, India, and UN agencies. In 1979, a new Director General, Mr. Bernard Sikilo, from Tanzania took up the leadership. By 1985, 4 more countries had joined, bringing membership to 90. A permanent home was needed. Through the dedication of staff, who even contributed part of their salaries, and the commitment of member states, the center moved to Kasarani, Nairobi in 1985. On June 19, 1985, Kenya's President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi officially opened the center's headquarters. A tree he planted to mark the stands 40 years later. In April 1986, the Republic of Sudan became the 10th member of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. Known as the Gift of the Nile, Sudan joined a growing movement to advance geospatial development in Africa. That same year, RCMRD acquired its first computer-based Geographic Information System, GIS, through a USAID grant, ushering in a new era of digital mapping and analysis. The first Conference of Ministers was held in Eswatini, launching the second 5-year development plan. This marked the beginning of structured policy leadership for the center. In June 1987, Ethiopia, the land of the origin, became the 11th member. 2 years later, Botswana, the peaceful nation, joined as the 12th, further strengthening the center. Support from Badiea enabled the construction of Block C in 1988 and new laboratories in 1992. RCMRD expanded its facilities to strengthen its technical services. In August 1988, Uganda's Samuel L. Olech became Acting Director General, serving until 1991. The center recruited highly skilled staff and modernized operations. RCMRD hosted its first GIS training program in 1989, equipping experts from Lesotho, Ghana, and Uganda with skills to support their country's resource management. In 1991, Mr. Asfa Fanta from Ethiopia was appointed as the 4th Director General. He served the center from 1991 to 1995. In 1991, the Second Conference of Ministers in Nairobi launched the Third Development Plan, ensuring continued geospatial advancements. A major milestone in 1992, RCMRD partnered with the European Space Agency to set up Diana, a satellite-based system for food security and disaster management. Seychelles, the land of perpetual summer, joined in 1992, followed by Mauritius, the continental island, in 1994. Membership reached 14 nations. In 1996, Professor Simon Nyatabula from Tanzania was appointed as the 5th Director General, leading RCMRD's modernization efforts. The Governing Council adopted Vision 2020, redefining statutory processes and organizational structure for long-term sustainability. On April 10, 1997, Namibia, the land of the brave, became RCMRD's 15th member state. In 1998, RCMRD advised on the Tanzania Petroleum Pipeline, ensuring precision in mapping for a 1,000-kilometer route, benefiting multiple nations. The Computer-Aided Maintenance Unit, COMU, was established, improving accuracy in diagnosing, repairing, and calibrating surveying instruments. July 1, 2000, Dr. Wilbur K. Zadachilo was appointed 6th Director General, leading structural reforms. In 2001, RCMRD adopted its new name, Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, embracing broader socio-economic partnerships. As part of its digital transformation, RCMRD undertook the design of its first-ever website and expanded internet networking. A new cyber cafe was established, providing local students and the neighboring community with access to online resources. To enhance digital literacy, RCMRD launched the Information Technology Training Center, ITTCA, offering specialized courses. The African Reference Frame, AFREF, was initiated using GPS technologies to unify geospatial coordinates across Africa. RCMRD digitized its satellite data archives, improving access to historical Landsat imagery from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. In 2005, the last building that had remained uncompleted for 10 years was redesigned and completed to offer recreational services and a canteen. In November 2006, the 5th Conference of Ministers, COM, convened in Malawi. A key resolution was made. COM meetings would now occur every 2 years instead of 4. On March 1, 2006, RCMRD established its photogrammetry lab, introducing digital terrain modeling and orthophoto production. To support advanced geospatial analysis, RCMRD upgraded its ICT infrastructure, internet bandwidth increased, security strengthened, and a new computer workshop was established. A permanent GPS reference station was established in 2007, and RCMRD won an Africa GIS Award for pioneering innovations. Closing 2007 was South Africa becoming the 16th member state, reinforcing regional cooperation. In 2008, Dr. Hussein Farah was appointed as the 7th Director General of RCMRD on 27 August 2008. He served the center until 2017. RCMRD helped determine the exact height of Mount Kilimanjaro. 5,895 meters, 19,340 feet, ending decades of uncertainty. The Africa Atlas of Our Changing Environment launched, depicting environmental changes through satellite imagery. A water information clearinghouse was implemented in South Sudan, improving accessibility to crucial water data. 3 nations joined RCMRD's network: Burundi, 2011, Rwanda, 2011, and South Sudan, 2013, strengthening regional collaboration. July 2014, RCMRD became ISO 9001:2008 certified and launched a satellite receiving station, enhancing disaster response. On June 23, 2014, Zimbabwe became the 20th member state of RCMRD. In 2015, RCMRD hosted the first regional forum on national spatial data infrastructure, driving Africa's geospatial evolution. The Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority, TVETA, approved the registration and licensing of RCMRD to offer diploma and certificate courses in land surveying, photogrammetry and remote sensing, cartography and information technology. In 2016, RCMRD launched the Regional Center Training Institute, offering diploma and certificate courses in surveying, cartography, remote sensing, and geospatial technologies. RCMRD became the first organization in Africa to provide Sentinel-2 datasets, supporting forest monitoring, disaster management, and land cover assessments. On January 19, 2016, RCMRD was accredited by ICDL Africa, empowering students with globally recognized digital literacy skills. RCMRD hosted the inaugural RCMRD International Conference, RIC, an annual event that fosters geospatial innovation, shaping development decisions across Africa. RCMRD welcomed its 8th Director General, Dr. Emmanuel Nkurunziza, from Rwanda. He has served at the center from February 2017 to date. In 2018, RCMRD was appointed the AFRI-GEO Secretariat, fostering Africa's participation in global Earth observation initiatives. In 2019, Kenya's Deputy President Dr. William Ruto, who is now Kenya's current president, opened the 3rd RCMRD conference. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic forced operations to shift online. RCMRD adapted, launching virtual conferences and e-learning platforms, ensuring continued training. In 2021, the master plan for developing RCTI area was approved and construction kicked off. To meet the evolving demands in GeoICIT, the center established a new section named Geospatial Data and Technologies GDT to ensure the center remains at the forefront of geospatial innovation. In 2022, the Regional Center Training Institute, RCTI, held its first graduation ceremony. 416 students were conferred with diploma and certificates. The new RCMRD complex was completed with cutting-edge research and training facilities and featuring modern infrastructure like a security gate, solar-powered lighting, expanded parking, and a high-tech survey equipment calibration baseline, enhancing efficiency and geospatial excellence. RCMRD unveiled its Vision 2050, setting long-term priorities for geospatial leadership. In 2023, RCMRD procured multi-rotor and hybrid drones, revolutionizing aerial mapping and geospatial training. RCMRD unveiled its state-of-the-art RCTI hostel and executive suites. In 2024, RCMRD was recognized as a technical support center for the UN Convention on Biological Diversity and a leader in disaster risk reduction. In 2025, RCMRD marks 50 years of excellence in geospatial science, shaping Africa's future. With cutting-edge technology, impactful training, and visionary leadership, RCMRD remains the cornerstone of Africa's geospatial revolution. RCMRD has reshaped industries and transformed communities. As we celebrate 5 decades of excellence, we honor every visionary, leader, and partner who has shaped this journey. The future is ours to map. Together, we honor every hand that shaped our journey. RCMRD, Mapping Sustainable Development.
Thank you. That has been a journey that we are all part of. A round of applause to all of us. It's been amazing to be part of that journey as well. So allow me to recognize partners who are here with us. Just when I mention, just stand up and just say hi, the use of your hand. Moesna, colleagues from Moesna. Yeah, Moesna, a round of applause. Esri, round of applause. European Union. Kevin was somewhere here. Kevin? Oh, he has left. Optron. Wonderful. Leica. Amazing. TUK, that's Technical University of Kenya, TUK. University of Nairobi. University of Nairobi. Kenyatta University. Aship Prof is here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll now ask the guest of honor. Sir, you'll do several things now. Okay, so, but before you come on stage, you'll request you to, at the end of all the activities, you're required to present your speech now. Okay, so we'll start with the raffle. I hope that all of us have received a ticket. It's courtesy of our partner, Blueberry. So here they are. And I know that you've received each. So out of this, there is one that you have, and there is one here. Okay, are we together? I also have mine here. So I'll ask the guest of honor to help me check this. Then you'll pick one of them. Start praying, guys. Hi, cousins. Start praying. So he'll pick one. Then there are a few things that I need you to be able to check. So it has to, the one that you have a rubber stamp. If you don't have, you are fake. The one that you have should be stamped. The RCMRD logo on it, right? Check. The logo is there, right? And it has a number and a color, right? So it's going to pick one. Then 2 things will happen. The color and the number. That's the winner. Then you'll tell us when you want to go to Diani. We'll give you some time to talk to your partner, right? So that you don't... Are we together? Yes, so chair comes. I hope I'm doing it well. Sure. It's fair enough. Is this fair enough? I don't have any, so if I win, it's my day, right? Number 48, blue. If you have 48 and it's blue, there are several 48s, not yellow, not white, blue. Who has number 48 and it's blue? Is it really you, sir? Kindly. Okay. So I didn't tell you whether to come back later. Transparency. It's the one, right? Is there another 48 somewhere? But not this. Either 48 white or 48 something, but we are saying 48 blue. Okay. So here it comes up. Thank you. So we'll write his name, right? Yeah. Okay. So can come this way? So it's David. So when you see when you yeah. So I'll ask Mr. Idude just for the words now. No, please come. So it'll be
probably, Minister, with your permission, the Chair GC could come and help you in giving out the presents. It's time for goodies. We have no particular order. Honourable Minister, among the Surveyor Generals from the Member States, there's one particular one who has been around for so many years. He was a witness to the opening of the buildings by the President of Kenya in 1985. He was a staff of Eswatini, Albert Mulanga. Please come and get your present. Another Albert. Is Albert? Oh, sorry. We shall move to the Honourable Minister of Kenya, Minister of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Kenya. She is not here with us, but we know the Director of Survey of Kenya is here. Please come and receive on behalf of the Minister. I think he will also receive on behalf of his PS. We shall move to the Minister of Eswatini, represented by the PS of Eswatini. Oh, sorry. It wasn't intentional, I'm sorry. Ms. Lindiwe Mbiko, the the Permanent Secretary, Principal Secretary of Eswatini. Next is the PS Malawi, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Malawi. Next is the PS of Uganda, the former chairperson of the GC, Madame Dorcas Okalanye. She's the longest serving council. She's been a GC member for 10 years now. Yeah, okay. Next is the Madam Executive Director, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform of Namibia, Madam Ndiakupi Ngituwata. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not pronounced badly. Uvata. I think the people on the stage will receive a little later. We have the former Director General of RCMRD, Dr. Hussein Farah. As we were told, during his tenure is when we had most member states joining RCMRD, among very many other things that he did. Honourable Minister, I want to recognize the longest serving staff on this center. Albert Mukabi. Albert Mukabi has been here for over 30 years as a staff and is thinking of retiring soon. Yes. Honourable Minister, we also have a female staff, the longest serving female staff who has been here for over 20 years. Nancy Ngungi is the Secretary to the Director General. Something unfortunate has happened. She has lost her mother, so she's not with us. But we want Esther. Where is Esther? Yes, her friend. Come and pick on her behalf. But most of the colleagues know her, and the Minister is not the Secretary to the Director General. She's it's unfortunate, but Honourable Minister, we have many partners to recognize, but there's an educationist that who has touched the lives of very many people here. It's called Professor Onywere Simon. He's responsible for so many people that are working here, and they are supported us already. Honourable Minister, I want to now invite Dr. Nkurunziza for recognition If you want to talk about transformation, you have to talk about Nkurunziza. And we thank him for transformation leadership. Thank you so much. Is Mr. Muya around? Former staff? Mr. Muya, there is a particular former staff. He's a surveyor. He has been involved in all the projects that you saw for so many years. But more importantly, he has a private farm, survey farm. But each time we have a function here that requires contribution, he comes up with a modest contribution privately, and he has been solely at the center. So we want to recognize him. Someone from measurement systems, if Mr. Muya is not here. Honourable Minister, there are several people that we are going to recognize. There are several gifts that are there for people here, but the protocol doesn't allow us to give a person after we have awarded the boss. So many of them will wait and receive their gifts later. But we shall allow me, I'll ask the next person to be presented will be the chairperson of the Governing Council, the person next to you. I'll ask Madame Dorcas to come and join the minister in awarding the chairperson of the Governing Council. Is Mr. Waigi Kamau around? Mr. Kamau Waigi? Yes, Mr. Honourable Minister, there is a gentleman from the Attorney General's Office of Kenya, Council Waigi Kamau, who has been supporting the center on all legal issues, drafting documents, court cases, and everything, being supportive to us. Want to organize him. Mr. Kamau, please come. Free of charge. Yeah, well, never charged us anything. Yeah. So many awards we have to give over time, but now I want Madam PS to come back, Dorcas, the ladies, and PS Namibia to award Sir Guest of Honor. We also want to recognize you. So I call the ladies. Honourable Minister, Honourable Deus Gumba, the guest of honor, this is for you. For the camera. So for now, we shall ask to stop there, Honourable Minister. The rest of the people will be recognized as we go for the cocktail and other functions. There's so many things. Thank you so much. Honourable Minister, I think you have the speech. I can.
So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome the guest of honor, the Minister of Lands, Malawi. Karibu for your opening remarks as well.
the chair of the RCMRD Governing Council, here present, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, here present, PS, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development for Kenya in absentia, but also my PS for Minister of Lands from Malawi, other permanent secretaries here present from member states, esteemed delegates from member states, the development partners, Director General from DCRMD, Dr. Emmanuel Nkurunziza, but also the former director here present, Dr. Fata, all invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Hamjambo. Good afternoon. I bring you warm greetings from the government and the people of Malawi. I also bring you salutation from fellow ministers from other member states that form the RCMRD Conference of Ministers. I have stepped in to deliver this address on behalf of the current chairperson of the Conference of Ministers, my counterpart from the Republic of Zambia, who had planned to be here, but got challenged by last-minute urgent issues to attend to. Besides being a member of the apex organ of this institution, my country, Malawi, is designated as its next chair after Zambia. We also happen to be one of the 5 founding member states, which makes this occasion of utmost importance to my country. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore a great honor and a privilege for me to address you today as the guest of honor as we mark an extraordinary milestone, the Golden Jubilee of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. Ladies and gentlemen, to start with, allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to the government of the people of Kenya for the hospitality extended to me and my delegation from the time I arrived at the airport until now. Talk of the delicious food that we've had, the friendly smiles that we see across, but also the traditional dances that This has been the case over the years for the different Malawi delegations that have come to Nairobi over the years on RCMRD business, and we really want to thank you so much as Malawi. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, RCMRD was born out of a visionary belief that collaboration among African nations, supported by the power of geospatial science and other Earth observation technologies, could transform our continent's approach to development. That belief still stands today and stands stronger and is still more relevant and more urgent than ever before. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, from its founding in 1975, RCMRD has walked a journey defined by commitment, innovation, and transformation. In its early years, the center focused on training and map production to support land and resource management. However, over time, it expanded its scope into a multidisciplinary center of excellence, having grown from the 5 founding member states, and that is Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, Malawi, and indeed Tanzania, to now the current 20 member states plus other 7 non-contracting states. And through decades of evolution, RCMRD became a trusted partner to our governments, supporting everything from land tenure regularization to agriculture monitoring, climate resilience, and disaster preparedness. It has built a generation of professionals across Africa who have gone on to lead national and continental geospatial programs. And today, RCMRD stands as one of Africa's premier centers in Earth observation, geoinformation science, and remote sensing, providing data, insights, and the tools that inform policy frameworks on climate change, land management, urban development and administration, agriculture, biodiversity conservation, and indeed disaster risk reduction. Esteemed delegates, through programs aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, RCMRD is empowering nations to, among others, monitor forest cover and carbon emissions, but also track land degradation. Further to that, improve food security through crop forecasting, and indeed enhance climate resilience through early warning systems. And these contributions are not theoretical, but they're actually tangible. They influence national policies, shape special plans, support emergency response, and guide investment decisions across the region. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, the RCMRD vision of 2050 provides a broad blueprint to become a continental geospatial hub, driving inclusive development, digital innovation, and regional integration. This vision is aligned with Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, as well as key global frameworks such as the Paris Agreement, the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, and indeed the Global Biodiversity Framework. Ladies and gentlemen, RCMRD must continue to evolve as a center of excellence that supports Africa's response to complex and emerging challenges. And these include climate extremes and environmental degradation. Further to that, urban population growth and infrastructure demands, cross-border risks and migration, but also the need to localize real-time open data governance, among others. And the future demands that we invest more in Earth observation for decision-making, strengthen policy science linkages, and bring space-based technologies into the hands of communities and policymakers. Esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, in the next 50 years, our collective focus should be on strengthening the existing partnerships, creating new opportunities to ensure that we have a sustainable organization that should be able to utilize contemporary technological advancements to provide viable solutions to the people we commit to save. The generation before us provided a basis for shared commitment to the Africa cause, and we are extremely grateful to our countries, our leadership at that particular time. And we therefore have a duty as existing leadership in the different member states to maintain the legacy of our founding fathers who rightly believed in Africa's solutions to the African problems that we have and that we have. I therefore call upon leaders at different levels to attempt to offer whatever may be in their means to ensure that our member states support RCMRD in its continued efforts to execute its mandate. But also, most importantly, our development partners to continue collaborating with RCMRD in capacity building, innovation, and indeed knowledge transfer. And perhaps lastly, and our only African institutions to work collaboratively to mainstream geospatial data into governance, planning public service delivery as seen by the Prof here. Ladies and gentlemen, as I wind up, on behalf of the RCMRD community, I wish to thank the government of Kenya for graciously opening or hosting the RCMRD and indeed providing a conducive environment for the past 5 decades. And we look forward to the same, another 5 decades ahead and indeed times to come. We applaud the Governing Council for its stewardship, and we do recognize and appreciate the dedication of the RCMRD management and staff, both the past and the present, for running the center and keeping it true to its founding ideals. Ladies and gentlemen, let this Golden Jubilee be not just a moment of celebration, but a catalyst for renewed commitment, regional solidarity, and a visionary action. With these few remarks, happy 50th anniversary RCMRD, happy. Long live RCMRD, long live. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Chief Guest, PS Malawi, Minister Malawi. Allow me to recognize ILC, International Coalition, if you're here with us, just say hi. Thank you. European Union, they're still not here? Okay. So allow me to ask Kayamba Africa, if they can hear me. Kayamba Africa, please join me on stage. We will be having a cake. And so I'll ask our colleagues to bring the cake. Then I'll ask DG and Madame Dorcas, as well as Chair GC, to also join us as well for the cake. We cut it. Then I think we'll be able to share with colleagues as well. Kayamba Africa, you're coming ahead of it. Okay, can we see the cake? Can we have the cake coming? Bring the cake.
Want. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to invite the cake by paying a courtesy song to our fellow brothers from Uganda. Do we have Ugandans in the house? Ugandans in the house? Are they there? Please show us how we do it. Agree.
There comes the cake. Thank you. Okay, so we'll have DG RCMRD, please. Chair GC and Madame Dorcas, former chair, kindly join. Abigail will guide us in cutting of the cakes, then we'll have it, we'll eat it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap together. Again.
Kata, 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 kata mwanangu kata, kata, kata usiogope, kata, kata chako mwenyewe, kata, wala mtu wazima, kata, hebu leo jicholee, kata, hebu leo jionyeshe, kata, hebu leo kitungishe, kata, hebu leo jikunjue, kata, kata mwanangu kata, 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 kata. Kata mwanangu kata, kata usiogope, kata chako mwenyewe, wala huku wazima, hebu leo kicholee, hebu leo jionyeshe, hebu leo kitindishe, hebu leo jipunjue, kata mwanangu kata, 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 kata.
Okay, so we'll give the cakes to all of us. And I know that we'll have some at the cocktail, so don't worry, it will get to you. So one last song as we have the band.
Agree. You may take your seats. Please take your seats.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't want to have the chief guest do that. As we've been calling you several times here, so we thought it wise to allow DG and colleagues do that. Thank you for that. Okay, so we'll have the national anthems. We start with the East Africa, right? Sure. So allow us to be standing while we play the two songs. Amazing songs. We start with the East Africa anthem, then the Kenya national anthem.
Twaomba ilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tujimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na ustawi.
Thank you. We may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's event. We want to welcome you to the booths behind us there, and also we welcome you for a cocktail or a dinner party. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the booths, and also we welcome you to a cocktail dinner that will start at 6 p.m., where we took our lunch. Thank you, and see you at the dinner. Kayamba Africa, kindly.
For half a century, one institution has quietly yet powerfully transformed Africa's landscape, literally, from a humble room in 1975 to a regional powerhouse of geospatial excellence. This is the story of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, RCMRD. Surveying and mapping are the backbone of natural resources development. In 1963, leaders from across Africa recognized a critical gap. An institution was needed to serve the continent's geospatial needs. In 1974, nations gathered in Nairobi to set a bold vision, the establishment of a regional center to support mapping and surveying. On April 18, 1975, 5 nations, Kenya, Malawi, Somalia, Tanzania, and Uganda, signed an agreement. The Regional Center for Services in Surveying and Mapping was born. It all started in a single room at the Survey of Kenya offices with just 3 staff members, a Director General, a Secretary, and a driver. The first Director General, Peter P. Onyumba, took office on October 1, 1975. With the support of UNICA and international donors, the center grew. The USA spearheaded a remote sensing facility in 1977, followed by France, India, and UN agencies. In 1979, a new Director General, Mr. Bernard Sikilo, from Tanzania took up the leadership. By 1985, 4 more countries had joined, bringing membership to 90. A permanent home was needed. Through the dedication of staff, who even contributed part of their salaries, and the commitment of member states, the center moved to Kasarani, Nairobi in 1985. On June 19, 1985, Kenya's President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi officially opened the center's headquarters. A tree he planted to mark the occasion still stands 40 years later. In April 1986, the Republic of Sudan became the 10th member of the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. Known as the Gift of the Nile, Sudan joined a growing movement to advance geospatial development in Africa. That same year, RCMRD acquired its first computer-based Geographic Information System, GIS, through a USAID grant, ushering in a new era of digital mapping and analysis. The first conference of ministers was held in Eswatini, launching the second 5-year development plan. This marked the beginning of structured policy leadership for the center. In June 1987, Ethiopia, the land of the origin, became the 11th member. 2 years later, Botswana, the peaceful nation, joined as the 12th, further strengthening the center. Support from Badiea enabled the construction of Block C in 1988 and new laboratories in 1992. RCMRD expanded its facilities to strengthen its technical services. In August 1988, Uganda's Samuel L. Olich became Acting Director General, serving until 1991. The center recruited highly skilled staff and modernized operations. RCMRD hosted its first GIS training program in 1989, equipping experts from Lesotho, Ghana, and Uganda with skills to support their country's resource management. In 1991, Mr. Asfa Fanta from Ethiopia was appointed as the 4th Director General. He served the center from 1991 to 1995. In 1991, the Second Conference of Ministers in Nairobi launched the 3rd Development Plan, ensuring continued geospatial advancements. A major milestone in 1992, RCMRD partnered with the European Space Agency to set up Diana, a satellite-based system for food security and disaster management. Seychelles, the land of perpetual summer, joined in 1992, followed by Mauritius, the continental island, in 1994. Membership reached 14 nations. In 1996, Professor Simon Nyatabula from Tanzania was appointed as the 5th Director General, leading RCMRD's modernization efforts. The Governing Council adopted Vision 2020, redefining statutory processes and organizational structure for long-term sustainability. On April 10, 1997, Namibia, the land of the brave, became RCMRD's 15th member state. In 1998, RCMRD advised on the Tanzania Petroleum Pipeline, ensuring precision in mapping for a 1,000-kilometer route, benefiting multiple nations. The Computer-Aided Maintenance Unit, COMU, was established, improving accuracy in diagnosing, repairing, and calibrating surveying instruments. July 1, 2000, Dr. Wilbur K. Sadichilo was appointed 6th Director General, leading structural reforms. In 2001, RCMRD adopted its new name, Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, embracing broader socio-economic partnerships. As part of its digital transformation, RCMRD undertook the design of its first-ever website and expanded internet networking. A new cyber cafe was established, providing local students and the neighboring community with access to online resources. To enhance digital literacy, RCMRD launched the Information Technology Training Center, ITT-STUA, offering specialized courses. The African Reference Frame, AFREF, was initiated using GPS technologies to unify geospatial coordinates across Africa. RCMRD digitized its satellite data archives, improving access to historical Landsat imagery from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. In 2005, the last building that had remained uncompleted for 10 years was redesigned and completed to offer recreational services and a canteen. In November 2006, the 5th Conference of Ministers, COM, convened in Malawi. A key resolution was made. COM meetings would now occur every 2 years instead of 4. On March 1, 2006, RCMRD established its photogrammetry lab, introducing digital terrain modeling and orthophoto production. To support advanced geospatial analysis, RCMRD upgraded its ICT infrastructure, internet bandwidth increased, security strengthened, and a new computer workshop was established. A permanent GPS reference station was established in 2007, and RCMRD won an Africa GIS Award for pioneering innovation.
Officially launched the mapbook. Very good. A round of applause. The mapbook. The mapbook is a book that has information about the key biodiversity areas that we have in our 24 countries. It features 24 countries. It has important information about our ecosystems, specifically forest ecosystems. But in case you want to access the book, you can access it online. There is a QR code that is accessible from the dummies that we have put on the screen. It's an amazing book. We also have transboundary resources, what we call transboundary conservation areas, both in the Southern Africa region as well as in the East Africa region. It's an amazing book, and I'll request my colleague to provide the high guests a copy of the book, the map book. The map book is a book that has information about the key biodiversity areas that we have in our 24 countries. It features 24 countries. It has important information about our ecosystems. Before we request the Minister to officially launch it on our behalf. It has about 130 pages. 60 maps are contained in the book, featuring 24 countries, featuring 4 regional economic communities in our region, that is SADC, East Africa Community, Indian Ocean Commission, as well as the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. That is the book. There are 2 interesting sections in the book. One of them is the Adventure Hub. We felt that if we just write maps there, it might not be enough. So there's a section that targets the youngsters between 9 years to 17 years. They are crossword puzzles. They are what we call quizzes targeting that particular audience. So it's a book that you can share with your young ones, cousins, and even grandkids. The other part that is quite interesting in the book is there's a comic book inside the book. We felt it's good to demystify what we do in GIS by coming up with a comic book. So it's really a nice publication that I would request you to take time, look at it, and you'll be able to understand the resources that we have. The murals that you are seeing here, the 3 of them, the one that is on my left talks about the seascape. So you'll get some nice information about what happens in the seascape, what happens when a dolphin looks at itself in the mirror. You'll get to learn about the turtles, why the turtles go to the beach. All is contained in that particular book. On the other side, we have a forest theme. So it contains information about the species that we have in our region. So if you want to know the country that has the highest birds, the highest reptiles, the highest amphibians, you'll have to read the book to get that information. Then on that top corner, we have the transformative resources that we have in our region, both the Eastern Africa region and the Southern Africa region. So let me stop that, and I request the chief guest to say something, then officially he launches the book on our behalf.
The celebration of our 50 years of existence. But over and above present, in particular my peers from Ministry of Lands Malawi, but also other dignitaries here present. The first place here present. The first place, let me say it's an honor to be here. Let me say it's an honor to be here with you in Nairobi to actually take part in the celebration of our 50 years of existence. But over and above that, I think it's also a big achievement that today we are actually launching a book, a map book regarding all the activities, all the features that do exist in our region. So on behalf of my colleagues, and indeed on behalf of the chair, who's the minister from Zambia, and the regional members, who's the minister from Zambia, and the regional members, I say I'm very grateful to actually be the guest of honor in launching this map book, and I say
Dr. Hussein Farah was appointed as the 7th Director General of RCMRD on 27th August 2008. He served the center until 2017. RCMRD helped determine the exact height of Mount Kilimanjaro, 5,895 meters, 19,340 feet, ending decades of uncertainty. The Africa Atlas of Our Changing Environment launched, depicting environmental changes through satellite imagery. A water information clearinghouse was implemented in South Sudan, improving accessibility to crucial water data. 3 nations joined RCMRD's network: Burundi, 2011, Rwanda, 2011, and South Sudan, 2013, strengthening regional collaboration. July 2014, RCMRD became ISO 9001:2008 certified and launched a satellite receiving station, enhancing disaster response. On June 23, 2014, Zimbabwe became the 20th member state of RCMRD. In 2015, RCMRD hosted the first regional forum on national spatial data infrastructure, driving Africa's geospatial evolution. The Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority, TVETA, approved the registration and licensing of RCMRD to offer diploma and certificate courses in land surveying, photogrammetry and remote sensing, cartography and information technology. In 2016, RCMRD launched the Regional Center Training Institute, cartography,